I am back outside. It groweth dark. I feel like the world's gonna end soon, so like that's always fun. Hi, I have a bow now.
Ah, you've returned. Do you have...
Nope.
Thank you.
Apparently not. Kind of just checking in if new stuff has happened. And what I might want to report back with. Yeah, we're gonna check with Livia next. I believe this will be our introduction to the slums. Where does that go? We'll probably spend the next cycle here, depending on how many people there are. Oh, it's you, right.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come.
I figured it out. I know where we are.
Say it. Speak its name.
The underworld.
Then it is true. I was right.
You were.
I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane. I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
You really went from completely cryptic to normal sentences like instantly? Sure.
I will do my best to remember the relevant verse. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. And still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
Have shiny golden dreams. Got bad news about most people's chances here. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Get out now.
A fermented fish sauce used with condiment. Whoever lives here must love this stuff. You have opinions about fish sauce?
Horatius? Looking a bit troubled there.
Vote for Malleolus
Still no
for
sign
a
of
free
Centaur.
drink at my
I
tavern.
haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
Don't be too hard on yourself. From what I hear,
Citizen.
nobody saw it coming. Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control.
Yeah, but I keep thinking, what if there is something I can do? What if she's out there somewhere suffering, waiting to be found?
Sounds like you're torturing yourself. Leave that for the gods. Try to relax, get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
I suppose you're right.
You're just all here in the evening, I guess. Yeah, at the bar. That's where you went off to. Sitting alone, no one a fan.
Don't even talk to me.
Ah, it's you again.
Best behavior, I
Hope you're
trust.
settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
He's not going to turn to me, is he? What's your story?
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
I have time.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place, and I started my life over again.
I'm glad things worked out in the end. Did they? Oh. Yes, conversations do just continue time until things just end.
Free drink at my tavern.
Did everyone just yell that at the same time? And then they all get up at the same time? Oh no, he's inside the... Whoopsie. Well, those two aren't gonna make it. So you do just genuinely, like, abort mid-sentence. Is there a fast forward button? Do I watch this every time? He just teleported here? I guess this is the fast forward button, isn't it? Just shooting somebody. He looks busy, I should talk to him later. I suppose this time I should just see if anything changes, or if I can change anything.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Malleolus!
Dacius?
Malleolus.
Galerius?
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil?
Malleolus.
Rufius?
Sentius.
And finally, Domitius?
Malleolus. Who else?
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence, to fight for his life in...
Whoops. He's probably fine.
Many shall suffer
Yeah.
for the sins of the one.
Yeah, so nothing changed. The one guy that said he would vote differently voted differently, but he's still gonna execute Sentius. So whenever I want to fast forward the loop, I can just shoot somebody now. Owie. A bad time for him. Dubba-da-bum, bubba-da-bum, bubba-da-bum, bubba-da-bum. So do I just have to go collect like 1,000 Denathrians or whatever the fuck they're called in one go?
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and why you look like you've just taken on a gladiator and lost?
I'm Yogg and I need you to take care of some things urgently.
Oh, that sounds serious. I'm listening.
Rufius is becoming agitated because of his rheumatism, but if you give him some of this willow bark, it will calm him down.
Poor guy. My uncle was a victim at rheumatism's altar, and he ended up killing himself. Alright, got it.
I need you to stop Fabia entering the empty shrine and tell the new arrival that he'll find what he's looking for in there.
Alright, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
That's it. Now go as fast as you can.
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
So that's what he does, is he starts doing parts of the loop for you, essentially? That's interesting. It's not what I expected. What's up here? Also, one of those is way more doable. Or I guess two of those things are way more doable, but having him confront the archer seems a bit of a dick move. All things considered. Yep, I still got the bow. Coins, 250. So if I find enough coins, I can cure her. Was it 1,000? This is a decent chunk to find in one place. They're definitely just kind of bags of coins just kind of around. I was kind of hoping I could just shoot something and it would be gold now, and he'd be like, oh wow, here, wow, well yeah, sure, I'll give you the thingy. That's a lot of gold. Oh, thought something would be up there, but instead it's this invisible wall. It looks so staircasey. Is this the place with the obelisk? Yep.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
Oh, there's just whole ass new people up here. I'm fine, thanks.
Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned.
What's your story?
Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose.
How did you end up here?
Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me.
God? Don't you mean gods?
Oh, yes, of course. A slip of the tongue.
Oh yeah, I've just looked at my notes and it says Octavia was the character we suspected being Christian. Let's talk about something else.
If you like.
It's gruesome now to be talking to these characters and finding out, like, oh, that's just how they died each time. Didn't the greedy guy die chasing after his own carts after he decided to abandon his slave? I think that's how he died, right? Do you know a way out of here?
I'm afraid not. Although, I did once hear someone gossiping down at Aurelia's Tavern about a possible way out. I don't put a lot of stock in such rumors, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose. If that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate.
Thanks, I'll look into it.
I hope it works out.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us, then we'll all be fine. But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency towards sin?
I don't think so. I think people are fundamentally good.
You don't think that's a little naive? I suppose you've never seen what I've seen. Innocent men and women, torn apart in arenas while thousands of Romans look on and cheer.
Fair point. Perhaps you're right.
If that's true, then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here. Unless, of course, there's some kind of divine intervention.
Oh, there's gonna be some intervention, all right.
I wish I shared your faith.
I only have faith in me, so you're a Christian.
Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions. It was horrible.
Your secret's safe with me.
Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate that.
I'm looking for a Roman plaque that was removed from the obelisk.
Even if I had seen it, and I'm not saying I have, I couldn't in good conscience give it to you. That's all I'll say.
The fuck does that mean? Perhaps the magistrate would like to know about your beliefs.
What you're doing is disgusting, and it's not going to work. Shame on you.
I'll be going.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you.
Was it?
I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Wait.
Oh, no. No. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Do you really think his suicide would break the golden rule? Where's my mouse? I'll do arrows.
I don't know, but it's a crime for slaves to take their own lives. And a debt bondsman isn't far off.
Ew. What? The idea that it's worse when a slave does it is fucked up. Alright, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Ulpius, can we talk?
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire.
I was just gonna ask you what's wrong.
I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that culus cumulatis malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
Was that my fault?
That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived.
If suicide didn't break the golden rule, what does that mean?
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the golden rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine.
Not a good sign for your belief system, is it? What happens now?
I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
He fell into Malleolus's place? Was that his body at the bottom of the thing? I thought it was like a skeleton or something. Rude. Somebody's removed a plaque. Trying to interpret them. There's the Great Temple. Yeet!
Thank you. Thank you. I am.
Is that supposed to be him?
Deeply honored to have been
Why does he look like that?
your magistrate. Magistrate. Yes. Thank you. I did it. Deeply honored.
He doesn't. Why is he a skeleton?
And now. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens.
Meanwhile, I found my own way in here before.
And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens, under my... Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above?
Yeah.
That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me?
I'll be going now.
I trust you can see yourself out. Through the door this time. There's a key just beside it.
Oh. Oh.
Thank you.
I guess I'll just have the key now forever. I'm just gonna keep that. I'm great. Back to the slums, I guess. Make my way around to meet with more dudes. Can I... How do I get that stuff from you?
Shiny.
Hello there, friend. May I say, that is a glorious bow you're carrying. Do you mind if I ask where you acquired it?
You'd never believe me if I told you.
Well, I'll take your word for it. But perhaps you'd be interested in selling it to me. I mean, it's not as if you have any use for it down here.
For the right price, I'll tell you where you can get your own.
Now you're talking, I'm interested. How about 100 denarii?
5,000 denarii.
Oh, that's a little excessive, don't you think? It's not the bow of Ulysses we're talking about.
Think of it as an investment, a few little coins in exchange for riches beyond imagining.
All right. But I'm going to need you to tell me before I pay up.
In that case, deal's off.
Wait. Let's not be too hasty, friend. I just want a little assurance that I can trust you, that's all.
I managed to get this bow, didn't I? Oh, the golden rule won't allow me to not deliver my promises.
I suppose you're right. All right, you drive a hard bargain, but here's your money. Now, the location of that bow.
It's in the Shrine of Diana.
What? But I already knew that, you imbecile. Everyone knows that. I can't take that golden bow because stealing from the goddess in her own shrine would break the golden rule. You promised to tell me where I could get one of my own.
You can take it, and you'll be able to keep it for the rest of your life.
What is this? Some kind of joke?
Yeah. You gave me what I wanted, and I gave you what I promised.
I don't believe this is happening.
I do love a good loophole.
Don't even talk to me.
Oh, we're such good friends. How does my inventory work on this game? Do I keep the money every run? Do I have to wait until next run now, and then I can do it again? And actually buy the thing that I need to save the other person?
Don't even talk to me.
Because we are extremely not friends right now. As usual. Is he doing what?
Virgil,
Oh.
how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
Not making you a bow. Alright, off to the slums then. I have a lot of money now, and I can use it next time, I think, to buy the drug that will save the lady that's on the stretcher. I had to go through a lot of things to get there. Oop. The heck? What's going on here? Can I kick her over? I mean, she's just in statue mode. It was pretty funny when I shot that guy and he fell over afterwards. There was like a sound effect and everything. Supposed to swim against the current somewhere? Oh, is this where the farm is down here? Probably the last bottle of wine in the city. Oop. Click to take. I wonder what else I've failed to take because the interaction's a little weird there. Yeah, I get that much. But your definition of help is vague, and your instructions are brief. In a way that is almost non-existent. Well, the probably last bottle of wine in the city definition is a lot less believable the second time you find one in 1 minute, within a minute of each other. Boats, harps maybe? The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Is this where she stays? That punch did not land. He had one last dying thought he wanted to do. It's 3. 1 is unarmed, 2 is torch, and 3 is bow. Roman plaque. A plaque bearing Latin inscription, Pluto, Father of Riches. Wow. A wooden carving with a symbol of fish carved onto it. Looks like it might be religious in nature. That's the Jesus-y fish, isn't it? It's a big deal. Well, I got it, and you can't stop me. Haha. Oops. There we go. Got it.